Hello everyone, my name is Heinz, like the tomato ketchup, and I'm a software developer and I live in South Africa. This is just a quick video to show you how to flash my firmware to connect your Sunsynk, Deye or Sol-Ark inverter to Home Assistant. For those of you that viewed my earlier videos, this is the new version 4 of the circuit. And to answer the most common question that I get, yes, it does in fact work for all the different type of Deye inverters like Sunsynk and Sol-Ark. It also supports single phase and 3-phase, including the low voltage, as well as the high voltage most commonly found in commercial installations. My aim is to get everyone to the point where there is no need to ever walk to your inverter to change a setting. By the way, all the links will be in the description of this video. I also have this dashboard on Github that will get you up and running with the module in no time, and it also has its own YouTube tutorial. I've been getting lots of international queries and I put in some effort towards solving this. I started a basic online store to take orders. It's smarthomeintegrations.co.za. I loaded this item specifically for international orders. Once ordered, the module will take roughly 2 weeks, but in some cases up to a month to arrive. I'm still in the process of setting up all the different shipping options. So if you would like to order and there's no suitable shipping option, please send me an email and let's see if we can find a suitable shipping option for you. I also have this payment processor called Yoko that can process international credit and debit cards, so you will be able to place your order. The module will arrive without any firmware flashed, so I built a firmware flasher into my website. Important to note that only certain browsers are supported: Chrome, Edge and Opera. So next, take a USB cable and plug it into a USB port on your computer and also into the module. Take care, some cables are purely for charging and does not allow data communications. It must be a data cable that allows communication. If you click on connect and it does not detect your device, then you might need to install the drivers for Windows or for Mac to detect this module. In Linux there's no need because it will work out the box. In that case, go to this link over here on the download tab and go down to the Universal Windows driver or the Mac driver, whatever OS you're using. Make sure that you close your browser and unplug the USB cable after installing the driver. Now when you open up the browser again, you click on the connect button, then hopefully this time around it should actually find the module. If you click install inverter demo and it does not want to install, then what you need to do is on the module there is a boot button and a reset button. You hold the boot button. While holding it, click reset and now let the boot button go. That actually puts the module into a flash mode. Now you should be able to click on install. This will install the Inverter demo version 1.1. Great, the installation is complete. If on a new device, if the module does not detect Wi-Fi, you might have an option over here to configure the Wi-Fi. Just keep in mind that you need to configure the Wi-Fi point that has got the best signal at your inverter, because the module needs to be talking to your Wi-Fi. Once you're done, you're now ready to install it on the inverter. I will be doing a detailed video on how to connect your SmartDeyeDongle to the inverter and the possible problems you might encounter. Let me mention for now that you can view the images on my online store to see the wiring. For example, clicking on the power cable, there are images to show how I wire it to my inverter. This allows me to get 12 volts directly from the inverter and power the module. By clicking on the SmartDeyeDongle, you can also click on the images to view the wiring. This will give you a good indication of where the RS485 wires are wired, the network cable, or the power cable is wired. And also the polarity is actually very important. Here's another example of how the brown combination wires are wired into the module. So with that out of the way, it is now time to connect it to your inverter. Once you connected it to the inverter, you can scan the Wi-Fi and just see if it launches its own hotspot. If it does, then it's not connected to your network. And in that case, connect to the hotspot and go to 192.168.4.1. And there will be a page where you can quickly configure the credentials of your Wi-Fi. So let's assume it does actually connect. In which case, then go to the page called inverterdemo.local. Now, if this does not work, then you will have to scan your network and just see what new IP address was added to your network, and then connect to the device over there. This demo has got intelligent detection for the different types of inverters, and you should see the numbers and details of your inverter show on the screen. Keep in mind that the next part of the video will probably change as I improve the software process. So in the future this might look completely different. The module needs to be able to detect your inverter before we can install any firmware updates. Note that there is a firmware function. For a single inverter, just select master, and it will be selected by default. Next thing to notice, there is a Wi-Fi logger firmware status. Now the status will tell us what's happening. So if we click the Wi-Fi logger firmware check button, you will see that the status says not licensed. You will need to register your serial number to receive updates. And I'm currently working towards integrating this on the store, but at the time of making this video, it is still a manual process that I am doing via email. So hopefully by the time that you watch this video, that will be integrated. Once your serial number has been registered, clicking on the check button again, we now hope to see that the status says there's a available upgrade. So next you can click on the Wi-Fi logger firmware upgrade function, and it will install the latest full version for you. This takes about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and there is not a lot of feedback, so patience is required. It also saves your Wi-Fi credentials, so there is no need to configure them again. When it reboots, it will have a new identity and require passwords. So there you can see it says starting upgrade, and now it's busy flashing a new upgrade to the module. When it reboots, it will have a new identity and require passwords. These passwords you will receive from my online order system in the form of an email, and you will now be able to link this device to Home Assistant. Next step is to look for my video on how to set up the dashboard and set up your dashboard.